Hey, my wonderful Scorpio Divine Feminine placements. Welcome, Christina with Ginger Mama Tarot, coming at you with your September extended monthly Tartoscope. I still can't believe we're in September. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, as I was channeling for all of you, what was coming in for me strongly was this person that was just cleaning a lot, but like not inside, it was outside, like picking up leaves, which I know we're not quite at that point yet, but doing work outside, like moving things, weeding, like preparing for the change in season. Does that make sense? So maybe that's where you're at. Maybe that's how you're feeling, is this need to move, to go. The idea, especially with Scorpio placements, of being fixed, right? You're fixed in whatever you started, you're going to complete. And you're really aware of that, or you should be this month, okay? For those of you new to my channel or unaware of masculine and feminine energy, we all hold both. It is the internal yin-yang within us. But many of us, excuse me, are imbalanced in some way when it comes to that dynamic. So feel free to watch both. If you're unsure, you can watch Scorpio Masculine, Scorpio Feminine. You can also visit my website, gingermama.com, with the 3 A's. I have blog content on there that is free and will help better determine that for you. But let's dive into it, okay? The astrology this month is on fire, all right? All right, on the 5th, we have Venus in Virgo. Venus is the planet of love. Virgo is all about getting organized and clear on what we want, right? What do we really want? And Virgo is also very intuitive. And so really intuitively taking a minute, maybe Divine Feminines take just a step back around the 5th and ask yourself, okay, what am I manifesting in love? And besides what I'm manifesting, am I embodying that? Many times when people think about who they want to love, a relationship they want to call in the person with a great job, or the person that's really attractive, or the person that's really great in bed, or the person that's really great with kids, when they themselves do not embody those qualities themselves. And whatever you're embodying is what you are attracting, right? So ask yourself, am I embodying who it is I want to be? Am I kind? Am I caring? But am I powerful and authentic? Whatever this is for you, really get clear, okay, around the 5th. And then the next day on the 6th, the moon goes into Aquarius. That's normal. The moon transits all these signs throughout the course of the month and the year. But what I find significant about this transit is on the 8th, Aquarius will be in conjunct with Saturn. And so Aquarian energy is all about the collective. It's about seeing the bigger picture in a situation. So whether you're on your own spiritual journey or you're tied, in some way to a, another energy, a soulmate, twin flame, karmic, asking yourself, what is the bigger purpose of my awakening, of this connection? What are the bigger lessons I'm here to learn and gain clarity on? And how am I here to serve the collective, okay? So many people get in their heads, they overthink it, they think service is, only spiritual work, only Reiki, or only astrology or tarot, and it's not. As you heal and ascend and align and your chakras unblock, your crown is activated, excuse me, your throat chakra is cleared. Maybe some of you need to continue to work on that. You're able to channel these energies into any career field. We need this in order to build New Earth. We need people who are enlightened and awakening and bringing this energy to all career fields. So really tapping in with that and getting real. Like, is my tribe around me who I want to be around me? Or is there tension there, So yeah, a lot of the collective is going to be struggling with these same issues. The 2 of Swords, a reminder that you always have a decision. You always have a decision. You are co-creating with Source. If there's a connection that's just you're done with, it's not working for you, you have a choice to pull back from that. You have a choice to not engage with that energy, whether it's family, friend, career, whatever it might be. But some of you might be stalled out on making the choice, that fixed energy, right? Of like, oh, but this is the way things were, and I don't know. And the universe is like, you're going to have to make a choice and be fixed in that new choice, right? And that's how things go. We have to constantly evolve and grow. So yeah, on the 9th, we have Mercury retrograde. I know everybody gets all jazzed up about that one. So travel might be significant possible delays. I don't feel like many of you are being called to travel right now. And if you are, maybe schedule it for after retrograde if you can. I just sense that that might not be very wise at this point, but that's completely up to you. If you know you're divinely guided, go for it. Just be mindful of who you're traveling with, what energies will be around you. Miscommunications are very possible at this point as well. So again, be mindful if you're reaching out to anyone from the past, what you're saying, how you're doing that, if they are reaching out to you. Really taking a pause, taking a breath before responding, and making sure that you're doing your best to communicate clearly. There's nothing to fear with retrogrades, not at all. Retrogrades are a great time to like tie up loose ends and close things out. And as fixed, Scorpio energy, many of you, I know my moon is in Scorpio, which is about interpersonal relationships. I'm all about that. I'm like, can we tie this up? Can we discuss this? Can we leave this like in a clean, pretty way? And that doesn't always occur, right? And that's difficult. I have to accept that. You have to accept that. But for some of you, you might be feeling called to try to tie up those loose ends, or others around you might be feeling called to do that. So just tap in with that. Make sure if you're taking anyone back into your orbit, it's not something that's going to stall you out. Wheel of Fortune reversed. If you're entertaining energies that are not fully committed to their own ascension journey, to their own connection with Source, if they're not able to authentically communicate with you, speak openly, then you're only hurting yourself. Yeah, many of you need to be raining judgment on these connections you're in, what a happily ever after looks like, whatever masculine energy you're thinking about or were engaged with, like, is this just? Is this fair? And not just, I mean, judgment is here, but like really judge the situation. Really go through the list in your head and say, what was this person giving? Why was I so invested in this connection? Because many times it wasn't much, right? And so this idea of getting out of grief and sadness, and again, moving your body, it doesn't have to be yard work, but whatever it is, like work in general, just moving forward. Action is how we get out of that place of grief, of sadness, depression, things like that. So keep going through that. Also, be sure to double check your technology as we're in retrograde. Save those documents, get very clear about how you're doing that. But yeah, many of you, it's like you have this hope, this childlike hope, and I love that for you. But the Page of Pentacles reversed, it's almost like you're expecting it from the wrong people. You're expecting this love that someone just cannot give. They don't want to for whatever reason. Everyone can give love. Everyone can give clear communication if they choose. I always use the example, a lot of people have really great jobs. They're very high up, right? They can go to work, they can communicate, they can respond to emails and text messages, but with you, they're not doing that, right? So why is it you don't think you're worthy of that? I mean, really tap in with yourself. Many of you divine feminines get so hung up on this idea where you're making excuses. Well, they had past pain, they had past trauma, they had this. You've had pain, you've had trauma. You've had challenges that nobody understands either. And yet you still have made an effort to communicate clearly. And so pull back from forcing any of that, okay? That's not your responsibility to save anyone, to force them into their own awakening journey, to change what they choose. Everyone has free will, okay? And so what you need to do instead, I'm telling you, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Many of you, you're not pushing away these energies. You are not clearing it out. And one of the ways you can push away energy you feel from a past karmic, soulmate, twin, whatever the hell you want to call it, is to work. And many of you right now in the month of September really need to get clear about that. I need to be working more. I need to be fully invested in work, and my self-improvement. And in doing so, I'm going to embody and create the partner that I want to attract, which is oneself, right? If you cannot become that person, you're never going to attract that person. And the next person you bring in then, it will be very easy for you. There's not going to be drama and conflict. You're not going to have someone who cannot communicate clearly. You're not going to have someone who struggles financially, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to be able to have that energy just come in and meet you where you are, right? So right now, this month, I feel like pull away from love, pull away from that stuff, and focus on you. After retrograde begins right on the 9th, on the 10th, the next day, we have the full moon in Pisces, that water energy. Look at this. Four of Wands. So many of you really like release this idea of who this appears in, okay? Many of you are so hung up with like, I know that's my twin, that's what they look like, that's how they talk, that's this and that. Maybe it's that person for you, maybe. Maybe they're really doing deep work. Maybe they'll communicate something to you. I don't know. But what you need to get clear about is, what are you committed to with yourself? What are you committed to when it comes to love? Right? Let them do their journeys. Let them be uncomfortable in how they treated you. You know karma's real. You don't wish this on anyone, but you need to focus on your own karmic clearing, on your own forward momentum, and stop hyperfixating on this. And many of you, if you're holding anger, Queen of Wands reversed, because this person stonewalled you, was not emotionally available, because they came in and they acted one way and then ended up being a completely different way. They were completely putting on a show for you. There's anger there. Release that anger in a healthy way, okay? Release it in a healthy way. What does that look like? It can be punching a pillow. It can be outside doing yard work, like picking up leaves, mowing the grass, taking a shovel to the dirt, like really channeling that energy. I didn't deserve that. I'm a good person. I tried to communicate. Who does that? Ghosting and manipulating someone is a form of abuse. You have been abused by someone when they did that to you. And your response when you were angry that they did not engage is totally valid and appropriate, okay? And so let them call it what they want, boundary setting, whatever. They swooped in and acted this way, and then they pulled away. So channel that anger, channel that pain into progress, into forward movement, into your career. Rise up every day and say, I'm not going to allow this person and what they did to me to drag me down. Because the number one thing they want is for you not to succeed. They don't want you to succeed. And I hate to say that, but that is the truth. And you're carrying this burden and you're emotionally drained right now. And the hand of God here confirming, those of you who know how I read tarot, this yellow brick road goes to new earth. And I just made an agreement in February with Source that this would be Source confirming. And this also is about money and abundance. And so carry that burden, but carry it with pride. Be like, you know what? I don't care how drained I am. I'm rising up every day. My manifestations are coming to fruition. All right? And protect your energy right now. If you're thinking about them, if you're sitting there daydreaming about them, if you're stalking their social media, you guys, you're not going to have victory. Don't do that, all right? Don't do that. Focus on the bag this month. Focus on the coin, all right? I'm telling you, 10 of Pentacles here. If you can channel the rage that you feel because this person completely took and never gave you anything, you have your 10 of Pentacles. You have notoriety, success, fame, and fortune. But you need to clear that energy out and stop making excuses for them. I know that's hard, but you really need to focus on that this month. Take the lens off of them and put it on yourself, okay? And don't be hypercritical, just move forward. Move forward, move forward, move forward. You did the best you could. You asked for clarity. You asked for communication. And you didn't get it. And if you haven't yet, that's your step to release. You need to say to this person, hey, I really care about you. I have a deep connection with you. Can we talk about this? Can we date? And if this person pulls away, makes excuses, has other people, refuses to do that with you, that's your cue that you're gone. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. And I know that's really painful, but you cannot force anyone into their own awakening, okay? You can't. And you're going to stall out your own if you keep thinking that you can. So, the 23rd, we're still in retrograde through the end of the month, by the way. So you might be hearing some communication. But again, push it away if it's not exactly what you want, if it's not committed, that Four of Wands. This is all about commitment. If someone cannot provide you commitment, if they cannot exclusively date you and communicate clearly with you, that's not for you. They're just going to hurt you again and again and again. So they're either fixed in that commitment, they're all in, or they're out, okay? That's that simple. I know it feels complicated. It's not. It's that simple. If they love you that much, they will commit to dating you. It's that simple. The 25th, we have the new moon. And by the way, this energy of the end of the month feels very romantic. It feels very sensual and sweet. We have Venus in Libra on the 29th, this idea of balance and duality, and again, calling in the love you want. Spend the month working towards becoming Again, embody nonstop who it is you want to be. And then at the end of the month, take a break to reflect and say, okay, I'm really becoming this person. I'm doing the fucking work. I deserve someone who does the work as well and doesn't play games with me. And accept nothing less, okay? Stand there as the Empress. Know what you're worth and stop taking less than you're worth. You're not going to be friend zoned. You're not going to be manipulated. You're not going to be put in those situations. Yeah, a personal issue reaches resolution and expect powerful change. And understand a personal issue, maybe it comes from communication with someone else this month, but oftentimes a personal resolution is just you deciding with source, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to tolerate it. I refuse to be that punching bag for them, that walkover, doormat for somebody. I am more powerful than that. And hold on to your kindness and your compassion, but make sure you're not allowing anyone to cross that line of treating you that way ever again. Okay? No, we are here for healed energy. We are here for communicative energy, honest energy, committed energy. And that's it. And so you embody that. And as you embody that, you will be calling in the soulmate, the person that is meant for you. Okay? I love all of you. If you'd like more free content, please head over to my website, gingermama.com. You also can book personal readings with me if you feel called. I'm also on TikTok, and I appreciate you subscribing if any of this resonated. Feel free to check out your moon and your rising sign as well, possibly your Venus, to get a better perspective and picture on what is happening in the month of September. I love all of you. I will see you next month.